What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Undrafted Views. We're here. We talk sports from the sidelines. And today we're going to talk about an article we came across this week that we thought was really interesting. And we got some thoughts about that article. The article was actually published by Clipperholics.com. And the article title is 3 Pros of a NBA Season Christmas Start for the LA Clippers. The article was written by Ryan Snellings. And before we get started, we want to say hey to the new subscribers. We are so glad you joined our community. We hope that you continue to engage in our content. And I know you must have some comments on what we're going to talk about today. Let's get into it. So I find it very interesting that one of the highlighted points in the article talks about if the NBA season starts on Christmas, the LA Clippers will benefit. And then the article goes in to list the 3 points on how they would benefit. And so the first point, which I was like, we really need to talk about this article. It says less rest for LeBron James. Now, this is a different article, right?
Okay. I know. You know what I found interesting? I'm like, well, who cares? Why are we talking about LeBron James on a Clipper blog? Why is that the first point?
When I say I don't care, really, not in this context, I don't care. And number one, what difference does it make anyway? Because according to Anthony Davis, the team is Anthony Davis's, not LeBron's, because Anthony Davis said that LeBron said the team is yours. So if anybody's going to be mentioned in this article, it should be Anthony Davis. And need I remind everybody, especially from my viewpoint, if Anthony Davis wasn't playing for the Lakers, they would not have won the championship. But I know that's probably going to be controversial. At the end of the day, that's real.
But I think Ryan's whole point in that was LeBron is old. He'll be 30.
Okay.
He'll be 36 this year.
Yeah.
Right after Christmas. And then it's like, well, a 36-year-old clearly needs more rest than, I don't know how old AD is, but he's got to be in his early 20s.
Well, I don't care because, in that same breath, people will mention that LeBron spends millions of dollars on his body. So apparently he's bionic. So I don't care how old he is, his body, he has a bionic body with all the money he spends. So what difference does it make if the games start before Christmas or if they start in January? At the end of the day, it's still going to be a shortened season. Mm-hmm. They're coming out of the bubble, which was a different type of playoff experience. So who cares? Who cares?
Right.
If the league needs us to start the games before Christmas in December, then that's what the players need to do. All the money that they're making.
Yeah.
We're gonna always get you 4 months off. Well, guess what? This is a different situation. And you will want to go back to play if you want to get this money.
I'm saying. And the funny thing is, like, it almost feels like the league caters to LeBron. Because let's just say, hypothetically, if he decides not to play, that first game, whether it's Christmas Day or December 22nd, so what? The league is still going to make their money. And that was the whole thing. This is all driven by money. The league is expected to make an additional, $500 million?
At the end of the day, if the players want the salary caps to increase, if the owners want revenue because they don't even know if they're going to be able to have fans in stands, and that's fine, but you sure want this television ad money, don't you?
Right.
I'm over it. And LeBron James being the reason why the Clippers will benefit, for me, is a bogus argument. It's a bogus point because really the Clippers have nothing to do with what LeBron James and the Lakers have to do. They got their own lane. They got their own embarrassment to overcome. And LeBron James has nothing to do with that. That's my only point about why does it matter about LeBron James as it relates to the Clippers in this article.
Exactly. And I just feel like the Clipper fans as a whole are probably taking their eye off the ball. And that's why they got embarrassed. You're too focused on the Lakers. You really need to be focused on what you guys have going on. You got a new coach. You're clearly going to have a new offense, tougher defense, more ball movement. You need to start thinking about that versus, I can't wait to play the Lakers. Because the Lakers, they've already won the championship and you guys didn't make it to the Western Conference Finals.
And we're talking about a new NBA season. And I'm sorry, if they worried about the Lakers only, they got another thing coming because the Clippers not only have to worry about the Lakers, they got to worry about Golden State Warriors because they will be back full swing when the new season starts, right?
Yep.
They need to worry about the Heat, because eventually they're going to have to play them. They got to worry about Boston. It is so many other teams. Brooklyn is coming up. So many other teams that if they're going to be focused on anything, it just can't solely be the Lakers. Now, I get it. We are here. The Lakers and the Clippers are both in LA. So the Battle of LA is still something that is really huge for fans. I'm here for that. And the real scope is that the Clippers need to get themselves together for themselves. Forget about anybody else.
Exactly. Focus on your own locker room.
Even if you're in the basement of the Staples Center.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so point number 2 is the Clippers can develop more chemistry. Yeah, they need to. But I feel like the Clippers should already have chemistry. They haven't added anyone new to the team.
I think they need to, yes, not only chemistry, but also continuity. And even more so, whatever chemistry that they may have established last season need to be scrapped and redone. So hopefully Ty Lue will come in and say, okay, let's do some new team building exercises. Because what we had going on is not it. I'm going to need everybody to show up. Can we start that first? Because part of the continuity issues that I believe they faced was that they never had their full squad, even during the regular season. So if the regular season, the Clippers suffered having their full squad all the time, and then now we get to the bubble, and now we're supposed to always play together when we haven't built the continuity and chemistry. Yeah, we may get along, but I haven't played with you. I haven't played with you. Yes, I may have watched some tape, but I haven't played with you in these types of strenuous situations in this tough competitive game. And now we've fallen apart on the court. We can't continue to do that. So yes, they need more time together. But how do you get more time together when everybody's starting at the same time? Should they be doing fishing trips right now? How do you build continuity if you're not in the court, if you're not practicing together right now? You're gonna wait? Because guess what? If they say the games are going to start in December, you got 1 month.
That's it.
And they're still undecided.
Yeah. But you know what's interesting? I think the Clippers are filled with introverts. I don't think they have anyone to call and say, hey guys, let's all get together for a fishing trip this weekend.
I agree.
You got PG, Kawhi. I'm sure Zubac is not super outgoing. You know, this is me, of course, looking on the outside in, but they're filled with introverts with the exception of the clique, right?
Yes.
With the exception of the clique.
Has been together for a very long time. At least 2 to 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe even 2, but they have been together. So we're talking about people now being inserted. Your Kawhi, your Paul George. And I don't know how Zubac falls into all the 3, or is he a part of that as well? I just know that when you have new people coming onto your team, you have to embrace new people on the team, and the culture needs to create that for new players, right? Okay, but guess what? We're in year 2 now, season 2. Now what we're going to do? We already know where we broke down. So we have to address the breakdown so we can talk about the build up. And I need Ty Lue to get that together. So yes, chemistry is huge. And if they don't develop chemistry, they're going to have another season of embarrassment. And I can't take it.
Oh my God. Okay, so that brings us to the third point, which is Ty Lue can get more time with the LA Clippers. Ty Lue was with them already. Yeah. I don't know. See, what we don't know is what type of exposure did Ty Lue have with the entire team? Was Doc Rivers the kind of coach where it's like, no, they only need to hear my voice? Or was it a collective effort with the whole coaching staff? That's what we don't know. So we really don't know how big of a role Ty Lue played. But I tell you what, next season, he is the man.
He is the man. You know, it's funny because I can recall watching games during the regular season and during the playoffs in the bubble where you can see some teams where their assistant coaches would be talking to another player, giving them some points, or whatever. I didn't see that dynamic on the Clippers bench. I just saw them sitting, and that was it. I just didn't see any interaction from the assistant coaches. Whereas from other teams, I've seen where when they have to go to their huddle, and maybe a timeout, maybe one of the teams called a timeout, you'll see an assistant coach get up and talk to one of the players. I've seen photos of assistant coaches sitting down, talking to, with their computer, talking to another player about something. And then the coach is still the main voice, but the assistant coach appeared to be during the game a little bit more active. Now, I don't know what And I don't know what they do when they are in their huddles, that's not on camera. I don't know that, but the visual of it just gave me the impression that the assistant coaches were just there, more back office. It was weird.
Yeah. You know what? That is good.
Hopefully, Ty Lue will be able to help bring about some type of chemistry, and that he'll get his new assistant coaches actively involved. Now, no, you can't stand on the sideline because that's my job to stand up. But I'm going to need for you to be a little bit more in tune in our huddles when we kind of break on the side. I would like to see more interaction in that regard from the coaching staff.
Interesting. Now, although Chauncey Billups, to me, he should be in. I think he is the lead assistant coach.
Okay.
So he should be playing an active role. Now, granted, he's never coached in the NBA before, but he was a point guard when he played back in the day. So I think he's a very good vocal leader, and he will support whatever it is that Ty Lue wants them to. They should be one big team, and everyone chipping in for the good of the whole team, But I know one thing for sure. Ty Lue has said that he wants them to be in better condition so they can play more fast-paced basketball. He is going to need more time with the Clippers because I'm telling you, I watched some of those games and it looked like the Clippers had run out of gas completely, and he's going to encourage them to have better ball movement. Yeah. So that you got to be locked in. So in terms of Ty Lue having more time with the LA Clippers, I think it would not be a bad idea if they had an early start in December, because the league has opened up the practice facility on a voluntary basis. But I'm wondering if the superstars will show up. Are they in the middle of their vacationing? They should be hungry to get back in the gym after that huge embarrassment, not even making it to the Western Conference Finals. It's unbelievable.
Not only not to make it, but to lose 3. I mean, what would you lost a 3-1 lead? I mean, it's not only the fact that you didn't make it to the Western Conference Finals. It is the way you exited round 2. For me, is what's so horrible. Your exit. Now, had you exited and it was 3-3 and the Nuggets just did their thing and, you guys just kind of lost that point, still would have been bad. 3-1 loss. So if anybody on the Clippers say they don't want to show up whenever they're able to begin again, means they do not care about winning, especially how they lost. For me, I need everybody. Matter of fact, you're not even superstar. Your superstar status is dwindling.
Yeah.
Come on. You got if the practice arena is open, you need to be there ready because you are preparing yourself. Now, y'all didn't play another 7 games. Matter of fact, you went home early.
Yeah.
You went home in the second round. So I don't know what that timeline is, but you went home early. So you should be fully rested at this point. And if you really are serious about redeeming your legacy, redeeming your superstar status, and bringing the Clippers to the expectations of their fans, you need to show up, and you need to also be heavily engaged, you meaning the players, into how the chemistry is going to be developed on this team if y'all even think about making the playoffs. So yes.
I mean, are we expecting Ty Lue to do magic?
Yes.
It has to. I think winning is a mentality and it's internal. Can Ty Lue create that for some of those players who just don't have it?
Oh, don't have it. You have to have it if you're playing for the NBA. You have to have it.
I don't know. Some people are there just for the almighty dollar. I don't know that a lot of people are passionate about winning.
Okay, that's fair. I can see that. That's true. I can see that, especially from those players outside of the Clippers who do not want to leave their team and they know their team is not going to win, i.e. the Wizards. I'm just saying, so I get it. I'm going, i.e. Portland. I'm going to stay here forever. Okay, no problem. I get it. I get it.
So I don't know. We might be asking Ty Lue to do magic, and it might be impossible. We might find out that this current Clipper team needs to be busted up. We might find that out, and we're going to find it out next season. Sure.
Yes, absolutely. Because Paul George and Kawhi only signed 2 years.
And so that
lets me know, again, if you've watched our previous video, gooped. But no, this lets me know that Paul George and Kawhi, they're not in it for the long haul. They just, just in case. So hopefully they'll show up when the doors of the arena for the practice facility open, and they'll be there fully invested all the time, because they are the major contributors to how the chemistry and continuity of this team is going to be successful. That's just
absolutely. Absolutely. Introvert or not. Hey, yeah. You still got to be a part of the team. And I think individual workouts are important. But if you want to build that chemistry and continuity, like you've been saying, I think you need to be at least with 3 or 4 other Clipper players getting it in on the court,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, you guys, that wraps up our article review. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all for tuning in. We will see you guys on the next one. But until then, I always wait for that. I love it. All right, see you guys.
All right, bye.